What's up, YouTube? I'm G Infinite. Today, I'll be talking about the Marvel 80-year box sets that came out for Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. These are the old school Thor, the old school Iron Man, and the old school Captain America that were dropped through Marvel's 80 years, done by Hasbro. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode on Marvel's 80 years, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. Alright guys, the first figure that I want to get into is Marvel's 80 years Thor. This Thor, really cool. Very traditional, old school Thor. This is how we remember Thor in the comics. And of course, there you see like the head sculpt going directly into the head sculpt. He has the traditional silver helmet there with the spike on top. And then he has like the wings on the side of the helmet, which is really cool. And those are white. And then, of course, the blonde long hair that he has there. And here you see a very serious expression on Thor, which is really cool. Love what they did with the head sculpt. Made him look very comic book-like. And that's really what we're going for. This is the old school Thor. So it's just a really fresh look to him. And, of course, the arms are massive. There you see, like, the veins on the arms. And they made Thor look very strong. One, because he does have the power of thunder. So you got to make this guy, I mean, like a warrior. And the hammer Mjolnir. There you see like the writing on the hammer, which is really cool. And then I like what they did with the hammer. My only thing is, if you're noticing at the handle is a little bit smaller than usual. They could have made it a bit longer, I think. And then, of course, they gave it the brown strap that you see there on the bottom of the handle, which is pretty neat. Like what they did with the chest sculpt. Of course, there you see the circular patterns of silver. And, of course, the chest sculpt is mainly black. And the belt is a yellow color. But there you see kind of like the T on the belt, on the belt there, that's gold, which is really cool. And then looking down a little bit further down, the pants are like blue, like a royal blue. And the what I noticed about the boots, that they look more like straps going around, which is really cool. And there you see that yellow and black kind of like straps on the boots. And then on the very bottom of the feet, you notice like the two squares there that are gold on the foot. And then of course the boot is yellow. Really nice figure. Well done, in my opinion, because of course those of you that have the original Thor, the Thor that's from the Toy Biz era, that's also like the old school look to Thor, but this is just a more fresh look that was done by Hasbro through Marvel's 80 years, and definitely something I would pick up as far as looking into that old school Thor and getting something more fresh and more new. It just looks really cool. Definitely like what they did with this Thor. Also love what they did with the cape. There you see the cape, and it has almost like a little bit lower. There you see kind of like a little bit of an empty spot there in the cape, but the cape is really cool. Nice. It's a nice red color, and they just made this store really nice. Like it. Definitely would put them with the older Avengers, and I'll get into that in a minute because I'll do a small scene for that. But this is Thor from Marvel's 80 years, done by Hasbro. Alright guys, the next figure I want to get into is Captain America. Now this Captain America comes with a bunch more accessories, and I forgot to mention, by the way, that Thor did come with one interchangeable hand, but that was it. It wasn't any additional head sculpts or nothing like that. But this Captain America, however, has a bunch of interchangeable pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the head sculpt right now. Noticing the head sculpt, like what they did, of course, this is the traditional look at Captain America from Marvel's 80 years. And there you see like a serious Captain America, the head sculpt, really cool. I like how they made the A on the top of the head sculpt there. It's pretty thick, which is really old school Captain America. And then of course on the head sculpt you notice the white wings on the side of the helmet. Really awesome. And it's just really cool. The only thing, and this is a little weird, but it did come with an interchangeable head sculpt, and I want to show you guys that real quick because there's not really a big difference. The only difference on the interchangeable head sculpt that you're looking at there is that the face, the actual mouthpiece, looks a little bit different, but it is very similar. So that's the only thing. And also one other thing that I noticed was the A on the head sculpt. There you see it's a bit thicker, and over here it's just a little bit thinner on the head sculpt. But that's pretty much the two big differences of the head sculpt. And then getting into the actual body there, there you see kind of like the scales on the upper chest piece with the star there in the center. And that's like a metallic blue, which is really cool. And I like what they did because that's how you know it's traditional Captain America. And then of course you see a little bit of that white on the arms, and the gloves and the hands are red there. Love what they did with the interchangeable hand. That hand that you're looking at there, that you see like him throwing the shield, is very cool because it's like a transparent white and it goes into a transparent red. And then of course there you see the shield flying. And I really like that interchangeable hand, in part for reasons of like battle scenes and so forth. It's just an amazing look to Captain America. Also he does come with interchangeable hands. There you see the two closed fists, and then the two open hands. He has one on right now, and the interchangeable hand that you're looking at there with the shield. So this is a really cool look to the Captain America. Like what they did, of course they kept them very traditional. There you see the red white stripes on the bottom of the chest piece there, on the abdomen. Very neat. And then the navy blue or the blue pants that you're looking at there, which is a navy blue color, and of course the red boots. So like what they did with this Captain America. The only thing that I wish is that they could have given him probably a more different look to the head sculpt, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, it's really neat. This is from the Marvel 80 Years, and this is by Hasbro. Guys, the Marvel 80 Years Iron Man is amazing. I'm happy that they dropped this Iron Man because this is the traditional Iron Man. But one thing that they got right is that they actually dropped them with a bunch of accessories and a bunch of interchangeable pieces. There are some interchangeable head sculpts that can actually fit on this Iron Man that were done by Hasbro. I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. So if you want to change up the head sculpt, you'll be able to do that with some of your Iron Man that you have from Hasbro. Now, one thing that I did notice about this Iron Man, getting directly into the head sculpt there, there you see like the old school metal, the gold faceplate there that you're looking at, and it's very boxy kind of, but I like what they did with it, because this is how we all know Iron Man. And then of course you have the red there on the sides, kind of like an earpiece there, which looks really cool. And then getting into the hands, looking at the hands right now, there you see like the blaster that it came with, and there's so many things that you can do. I'm gonna show you guys real quick the interchangeable parts. Looking at the blasters down here, there you see like those open blasters, and it looks really neat. But I'm gonna go ahead and change him up and show you so many things that you can do with the blasters real quick. So let me go ahead and show you a glimpse of what you can do with the blasters. All right, guys, so there you see Iron Man with the blaster. What I did was the open blast portion that you're looking at there, you can actually stick the actual blast to it. So it has a small hole there for you to stick the blast to it, as you can see. So very cool. You just go ahead and stick it in, and then you could put it like what you're looking at now, which is a very open blast with the actual blast. So it looks really cool. Another cool thing that you can do with this Iron Man, and I'm really excited that they dropped him with a bunch of interchangeable parts, and I'm going to get into some more interchangeable parts, but let me go ahead and show you one more thing he can do with the actual blaster. All right guys, so here is just another cool trick that you can do with the blasters that he comes with, those interchangeable blasters. I mean, there's so much you can do. There you see him in like the flight position, and it looks like he's flying in the air, and the blasters are coming out from the feet, which is another cool look for Tony Stark. Definitely in that Iron Man pose to make him look like he's flying into battle, and that's just another thing that you can do with him. Also, you see the two closed fists that you're looking at there, which is really cool. And then they gave him two open hands all the way down here. If you see those are the two open hands they gave him. So those are the interchangeable hands as far as hands. And then of course in the head sculpt, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you real quick. They gave him the old Tony Stark look. That head sculpt really neat. I like the way they made it look like the old comic book Tony Stark. There you see kind of like that little quiff that he has going on, which is cool. And then of course the little mustache that they gave him on the head sculpt. Another cool head sculpt that we're looking at right here is the interchangeable Iron Man head sculpt. This head sculpt, the big difference of this head sculpt is that the mouth is a bit smaller, and of course in the metal, the faceplate, I'm sorry about that, the faceplate that you're looking at, the gold faceplate, it actually has a nose. So that is a really cool faceplate and a very different look to Iron Man. So as you can see here in the faceplate, it's very flat, the surface, and then opposed to the faceplate with the actual nose, which that's also a cool look, I guess. And it's traditional Iron Man that we're looking at here, and this is from Marvel's 80 years, and this is done by Hasbro. Hey guys, so this is just a small scene of how I would set them up. And there you see my Build-A-Figure Ant-Man, the old school Hank Pym, and of course the rest of the Avengers there. You have Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America from the Marvel 80 years. So just a small old school traditional scene that I would probably do. But of course these figures very cool. I'm glad that the Iron Man came with a lot of interchangeable pieces. Just wish they would have done the Thor with more interchangeable parts, but then again, it looks really amazing. So please subscribe, hit that bell for the next notification, and definitely hit us with a like. I'm G Infinite. Peace out, YouTube.